It does look like this is a better run already, so this has worked out for the better for him. They're still missing clip 3, unfortunately, as he comes down the hill. Plenty of smoke and impact, Mike.
Yeah, see him filling out his own 5, perfect on that white line, getting 6. Does he do the snappy transition? Kinda does.
I would say a smooth. That was a smooth transition.
Yeah, it wasn't a fast snappy transition, but it was smooth. And it was out for the...
He needs it because he's a very big man. He's a very tall man, but he's a little bit shy on. And he makes it up to 3, yeah. I thought he was going to be a little bit shallow for all of that.
Yeah,
so no, made it out for 2 and 3. A tiny bit shallow for clip. Missing clip 6 though. Comes nice and wide for clip 7. Could it be a little bit wider on the track? Puts the hammer down as he comes through the final corner.
Listen to that.
Wow, a nice big flick from them, but a little bit early, unfortunately, as he comes through, and lots of angle dialed onto clip 3 as he fires down. Look how fast he's going though, Mike.
I think he's just a passenger there now. He's just holding on and just enjoying what the car's doing here, but he's putting together a serious run for me. Just a little bit shy at the start, but second half run yet again, good together, so good run all around.
Almost no things in a very nice flick mid-rocker, but it goes deep. Very deep. I thought that was going to come up with some problems, and just puts him offline for clip 3 there. And that was a wild entry, Mike.
No fair play to him. He didn't commit. If he didn't drop that one wheel just passing clip 2, I'm sure it'd be a high-scoring run because he's done exactly that this morning.
Yeah, but he just about got through them, making a little bit more impact through the second part of the track. Looking a lot smoother now, but
Jamie definitely knew he had to do something big to get him up there.
I like him. Always He's a good driver as well. It's a nice little car. Wow, across the line. That was a fantastic initiation early, but managed to hold it all the way along the wall, and now he's on an absolutely blinding run. Look how deep he is for all his there, I just say that and then he misses clip 6. But
I tell you, we should have thought when driving the car afterwards to see what happens. It's easier that way.
I think that was a very cool team. Everything about it is cool.
Yeah.
We love it.
You want cool, just go to all these sequence things.
And look, he has Chris. Yeah. He is really on fire, having a few problems in practice this morning with a few bits and pieces, but wow, look at this run. I think it was slightly shallow on clip 3, but the rest of the run,
that's not a bad one.
just looks absolutely magnificent. And this is a car that needs no nitrous. Hayden Cruikshank. This car has 1,000 horsepower. It has an actual 1,000 horsepower, not just 1,000 power pump torque. It's real. This is a real line. I mean, it is a big car, so it does need it. And let's see if he can use all of that power. He does makes it through 2 nicely, but a bit of a handbrake into clip 3. See how quickly for a big car that slowed up quickly as soon as he put his handbrake on. Nice and wide line. Look at the amount of smoke coming from the back of his car. This is an absolute incredible car, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want to jinx it, so I might talk right now, but I am expecting it.
3 powered Z4, a little bit of a handbrake drag into the first clipping point, but now look how wide he is through clip 3. I think that's the widest person we've seen so far, and he is on an absolutely blinding run so far.
Yeah, Adam's like pinpoint perfect. He's doing exactly as he's asked. He was running a small bit shallow there, but he was on the sea line and he didn't get the clip, so I'd say that's going to be a good ball for Adam.
To clip 2 and shallow on clip 3 as well. Just about gets in there, but only on the sea line as he dives down into the first hairpin. This is a very, very, very fast run. Wow, and a big snappy transition, but just a little bit shy of 7 as well. Very aggressive.
Lovely initiation by Josh. Just a small bit shallow on 3, but still gets it back on the wide line for 4, 5. 6 again, then yeah, nailed 7. 50-50. He's got something good weight, he's got over.
I think he's got this car.
He's such a nice guy as well. Like, he was chatting to him there earlier on. They were having some issues with the car. He thinks they're all fixed. He was doing some good runs before qualifying, so I'm expecting a nice, fast, wild run here from Stephen.
2 JZ powered, 1 Via, and he leaves at the line. Come bright, it's bright yellow. It's just joy to having them having so. A bit of a
initiation along the wall, out perfect for the line. That's what we were seeing yesterday in practice from him.
Yeah, very nice wide line, making it through clips 2 and 3. Nicely now through clip 5. Loads of angle there. Lovely, makes it through clip 6 even with that angle. Very impressive driving here, 6 on his first run. Are we going to see something a little bit more wild? We are. Look at this big. I thought it was going to be a massive flick, but he's very, very wide through 2 and 3, and that's on the limiter of that car, giving it everything he's got as he comes down the hill. That RB sounds absolutely fantastic. Nice and deep through clip 5 and 6. This is more the Terra Fury that we've seen in practice. This is a really good run from Ender so far. It's an SR20 powered car, so he's really kicking it as he comes downhill. You can hear the engine struggling. Listen to the clutch kicks as he comes around the final corner, but he's on a fantastic line.
Brilliant. They're off
Oh, an entry, made it in. Wow, look at the run. But then scrubbing off too much speed mid-corner and cutting out third completely. I'm not sure why he did that because he was so fast.
On the line there now, he's doing things exactly as asked. Just between 2 and 3, he's got it all wrong.
80.83 in his first run. He's looking very wide through clip 3. That's a really nice line as he comes down the hill. Lots of pace as well. You can just hear that car just dumping in between when he lets off the throttle. Look at the wall run. Now look how wide the line is.
This is what we were seeing about.
Yes, here we go. Clips 2 and 3, absolutely perfect. Couldn't get better on the line. Comes down into clip 5. Nice and deep. A little bit shallow through clip 6. Could have been a little bit faster, slightly shallow on clip 2. Makes it nicely through clip 3 though. A little bit wide. As he comes down to clip 4, this is looking like a better run. So far, nice and deep through clip 6. Shallow on 6 and shallow on 7.
Just getting all wrong there on just lining up for
32nd position and has some work to do. And he's a little bit shallow off of clips 2 and 3, Mike. And very deep now as he comes down the hill into 4. I thought he was going to drop a wheel there, but he actually managed to keep it on track. And shallow through 6 as he flicks it down into 7.
Yeah, John
Looks very slightly shallow, but makes it up to clips 3 and really shallow on clip 3. As it comes down into clip 5, I'm not sure why he was so shallow there. Definitely had the pace.
He entered fast.
A bit of a line. He's on a lovely wide line through clips 2. A little bit shallow on clip 3 now as he comes down the hill. 5, clip 5, slows the car down a little bit on the handbrake. And then very deep through clip 6 and clip 7.
This is like the one to the rock.
Yeah.
Good, bad.
The other side of the track and a lovely wide line. Look how good this looks. A little bit of a handbrake down to keep him in the on the right line, but as he comes down to the hill, braking into clip 5. A little bit shallow on clip 6, but making it very nice deep into clip 7.
That's a nice consistent run from Stephen.
Very nice track.
Just sticking on that perfect qualifying line like he's asked to, and at this point, lost in the smoke. Unfortunately, Leonard's after dropping before he was dropped. Is there anyone that can match the way the keeper's pace? That is just push forward by a car. That's crazy.
Way we keep up, see how he gets on, they lead the line. Tom Van Beek lead Lochgelly. Look at the entry there from Tom Van Beek. Aris Pasquelis giving him a little bit of room to manoeuvre. Tom Van Beek on a perfect line. They come down the hill. Aris Pasquelis, is he going to gain some proximity? Gains a lot of proximity. As they come through, he's nudging his back door saying, look, I am here. Tom Van Beek pedaling that car as fast as he can. Aris is glued to his rear quarter as they go across the line. The pace for Aris here. Ends up in. Against the wall, Tom Van Beek. Wow! Tom Van Beek making a dive on the side of Aris. Is he going to get lost in the smoke? We can't see. Can you see? He's diving on the side. He is a little bit. It's a little bit further back than Aris was again. He's going to make another dive to come out of the corner.
That are just on it, but we know Stu is having steering issues since Friday.
Yeah, but he's pedaling it so well. How is it that good? Imagine next round when he's got that sorted.
And the wheel still
and we see how fast he can really go. Anyway,
he's a man on a mission this weekend.
He is. They both leave the line. A nice initiation from both drivers. Stu Ashley just cutting the track a little bit on the inside of the track to gain some proximity. He's going to make a big dive now. Not quite as they come around. Luke Woodham seems to have a little bit of edge in the pace. Luke Woodham did cut the track a little bit there though to get away. Stu Ashley just finding himself on a little bit of a long line. Just a little bit further apart than I was expecting from Stu. Stu, you've got to try harder than that. Let's see what happens when as they enter, he would have lost his dive straight onto the side, and Stuart Anthony as they come round the first corner and go down the hill. Look how close Luke Woodham is to the side. He makes another dive as they come round the first hairpin. Look how wide Stuart Anthony is, and now this is so decent between the two cars. This is absolutely amazing.
Stu didn't do much wrong there at all. That was a brilliant lead run.
Yeah, it's
just aggression from Luke in the
Look how
position.
perfect Stu is on that line. That is absolutely unbelievable. I think it's all
He kind of was caught.
wow, then he kept going up the track again in the same place. Oh, goodness gracious.
Poor Cones. Poor Cones. Yeah, I think Leonard he knew he was fast car behind him.
Yeah, I think it's just ends in the past, so let's see what happens as they leave. Most we had an issue. It's quite late. It finds himself in the middle of the track. Adam Simmons on a lovely wide line. Willie Hannah's trying to get on the door. He's on the wrong part of the track. He's going to find himself tucked up here. He straightens the car up.
Simmons
Adam Simmons.
Did he go
stop the car?
From that angle? angle, it's very hard to see if he just went off, because I know if you keep going there, you start to climb a bank, so maybe he was more moved off.
Adam Simmons tapping the back of Willie Hanna's car, and
he just encouraged him on angle there. Come on, man, we're doing that.
Yeah, Willie Hanna now getting back online. Adam Simmons just trying to match Willie Hanna's. Look at the back of the car, Willie Hanna's car, Kev Kane's car, sorry, bouncing around. Willie Hanna driving. Adam Simmons, that's a very weird run there. Jamie gets going lovely against the wall again. That was a really nice initiation. Jamie Stanton in the middle of the track trying to gain some proximity. Robbie on a little bit of a shallow line there. That's not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to not well. And he's very shallow there on clip 7 as well. Jamie Stanton doing a fantastic job. Avoid cutting the track left, right, and centre. I'm not sure why he's cutting the track. He doesn't need to cut the track.
James on these drivers are really
Alan Marshall to lead, Hayden Cruikshank to lead, giving him a little bit of room as they come around the first corner. Callum Marshall on a very nice wide line. Hayden Cruikshank should be taking advantage of this, but he's not diving. He starts to make a little bit of a dive now as they come around the hairpin. They come and a nice flick, from Callum Marshall to Hayden Cruikshank. Still not got quite the proximity that we were expecting from Hayden. He did a good run, but yeah, Hayden just
exactly. Now we have to it.
Steven Stefanoff versus Kevin. Stefanoff. Rudy on fire. Can Kevin keep up with him? A nice entry from both drivers. As Stefanoff on a beautiful line. Kevin is
inside of the track.
Kevin shuts the car down almost halfway round. Definitely stops drifting and has to reinitiate. Stefanoff doing that beautiful lead line that we saw him do in qualifying. Kevin Kilgriff, unfortunately, left for dead. Big smoke as a massive entry from Kevin Kilgriff. Stefanoff climbs straight on the door as they come down the hill. Look at the proximity as they come down the hill. Stefanoff going straight away, not giving him a millimetre, gives him a nudge as they come around the first hairpin. He cuts the course a little bit, but look at that! Weight transfer as we come through to the last corner. A very nice lead line from Kevin Kilgriff. Stefanoff is not giving him a millimetre. Chasing it up already. He is putting a little bit of pressure. He's on a fantastic line, and Ollie now is starting to reel him in as they come through clip 3 and down the hill. Come through, and a nice wide line from Archie Harmer. Ollie still is going to make a dive. He makes a dive now. Will he make it through transition? A lovely transition with loads of angle now. To the side of Archie Harmer still wants to come around the last corner.
Nice. That was a good.
He gained some proximity now, but he gained it by cutting all of the track. Adam Simmons not making the same mistake he made in the first run. And a lovely lead run now. Willie Hanna making the dive onto the side of Adam Simmons. I feel
back in there, but yeah, he put the first half of the track out to get back there, and I know the judges give 100% chance. A bit of a gap just in case, but
he does initiate nicely, and they come for a nice and wide line. Adam Simmons giving him a little bit of room to manoeuvre, but I imagine he's going to start clawing him back now as they come into the first hairpin. Adam Simmons just giving him a little bit of room to manoeuvre. He dives back on the door now as they come round the final corner. Adam Simmons glued to the rear corner. Proximity a little bit shallow now from Caldwell as they come down the hill. Just missing clip 3 there, but Stephen Hampton, he is nowhere to be found. Ryan Caldwell just driving away. Stephen Hampton tries desperately to gain the proximity, but he is absolutely nowhere near as Ryan Caldwell drives.
He's just diving straight away. But you can see once Terence puts the power down, he is pulling a massive
That's it, Terence Fury now really driving away from end to end and not really having an answer at all. He's cutting the track, desperately trying to catch up with Terence Fury, just completely driving away with it at this point.
Terence Fury has spent a lot of time in his pedals.
As we come down, Stephen McConnell, a lovely entry now slightly shallow as they come up the hill. And Nathan Shivers in the middle of the track. And straightening now as Steve McConnell comes down here. And a massive mistake from Nathan Shivers. Steve McConnell on a lovely line now for the second half of the track. As they come around, Nathan Shivers desperately trying to gain some proximity, but I feel he's made too big a mistake. And now he's just doing a rolling burnout behind Sean Devine. Couldn't get the tail of the car out, unfortunately. Sean Devine says, wow, look at that wall run he's straight from Lee Barker.
Lee Barker, you're telling us about.
Well, I think he hit the wall a little bit too hard and it just put him offline, but he's back online now. But I think that may have been too much of a mistake. Sean Devine just sitting there, just a few feet behind him, not too much proximity, but definitely not letting Lee get away. And it looks like Sean Devine might have the advantage after that, after the mistake from Lee Barker. Giving him absolutely nothing, a huge entry from Lochgelly. Oh my God! What's happened to flip the car? Oh, Mr. Skellis just rolled his car!
So we're going to have a bit of a clean-up after this one, Mike. You see, we've oil, we've all things leaking out, glass, we've glass body panels everywhere.
But look at the structure within the roll cage. The roof hasn't moved in at all.
It's a credit to whoever did that cage.
It bounced front and back as well.
Yep.
So there's
see, the roof is actually folded around the cage. So whoever did that roll cage, it's a credit to them. And that is why we do not cheap out in situations like this. If your mate's going to do a cage for 300 quid, you're better off spending more money.
Exactly, 100%. But look, the cockpit area is exactly as it was before the car rolled over, and that was a huge impact onto its roof.
Oh, Driftland, like, just it gives it all. Always does. Just it's smoking a bit.
We are off. Luke Woodham to lead. Adam Simmons to chase. Luke Woodham is absolutely driving away from Adam Simmons. Adam Simmons cutting the track now to gain some proximity as they come down the hill. A nice wide line from Luke Woodham. This is a fantastic line. You see a little bit wheels over. I don't think he was. Adam Simmons needs to make a dive. Now on the last corner, Luke Woodham really just driving away from Adam Simmons.
Snap there between 6 and 7.
Luke Woodham right on his rear bumper as they come through the first corner, nearly contact. Adam Simmons now on a wide line. Luke Woodham just cutting the track just to catch up with him. He does. Makes a big dive on the side of Adam Simmons' door as they come through the first hairpin. Another transition. You see another huge snap from Luke Woodham. Will he dive back on the door? Not quite. Adam Simmons driving away a little bit now. Luke Woodham. I think he lost a little bit too much speed in that transition and just couldn't get a bit closer to the Callum and Marshall to chase a big entry, a little bit shallow from Rob McGoy into clips 2 and very shallow on clip 3, cutting the track massively. Callum Marshall now getting a bit lost in the smoke as they come through to the first hairpin. A very shallow line from Robbie McGoy. I would expect him to be a lot wider than this. Callum Marshall is giving him some room to manoeuvre. I don't think he knows exactly what Robbie McGoy's going to do.
It all went wrong for him.
He's like, there's so much pressure, but let's hope he doesn't bump it. Here we go. Luke Barker. Stephen McConaughey chasing no initiation at all from Luke Barker. Nothing at all from Luke Barker. And Steve McConnell now just on just a parade lap. This is a parade lap now for Stephen McConnell. What happened to Luke Barker? Are we having a mechanical fault? I mean, it didn't look like anything particularly went wrong there. Yeah. Well, I mean, he must have.
Something obviously went wrong.
He must have broken something. But I don't leave Magic to chase. I don't know exactly what to expect to go into the first corner. A little bit shallow from James Van Bacon and Magic. Still not got the pace. Doesn't look like he's trying to make a dive now onto the rear quarter. He's cutting the track slightly just to make up a little bit of proximity. A very wide line from James Van Bacon and Magic now climbing onto the rear quarter, but just getting caught up again. And a little bit of a strain on the reinforcement from Magic. It's a lovely flick from both cars. A nice line from Sean Devine. Ross Barr very close to Sean Devine to come on. There's millimetres between them as they come down the hill into the first hairpin. Look how close Ross Barr is to the side of Sean Devine's car. Look at flick there, he's taking the bumper off of both cars. And look how close he is to the cars off the finish line. Wow! Look at Rossbar, here he comes through. He cuts the track, Rossbar. Not giving his short divide as much of an opportunity to catch up, and still Rossbar cutting the track and gaining a little bit of distance away on the rear end of Steve McConnell as they enter into the first track. A lovely lead line. Luke Barker giving Steve McConnell just a little bit of room, but he's going to make a dive now as they come down the hill. Nice and wide line, but look at Luke Barker, might get himself caught up here. He's in the wrong part of the track. But he does, he manages it very nicely. It transitions back onto the rear quarter of Steve McConnell as they come across the line, side by side. Flying up the hill, smoke pouring off from Luke. Look at the side! Straight at the side of Dwayne McKeever's car as they come round. Luke Woodham's not giving Dwayne McKeever an inch as they come round. Obviously a perfect line for Dwayne McKeever, but Luke Woodham is right up there next to him. They transition through. Is he going to make another dive? He over-rotates ever so slightly. Dwayne McKeever, a little bit of separation there as they come over the line. But oh my goodness, what an very hard competition at the minute through into the first corner. Callum Marshall on a lovely lead line. Ollie Silcock just running a little bit wide there. He's going to have to make the dive now as they come through into the first hairpin. Callum Marshall on a nice wide line. Ollie Silcock needs to just make that final dive around this last corner to make up some proximity. He's not too far behind as they come over the last. Off they go. Dwayne to lead. Ollie Silcock. Look how fast that car is. Ollie Silcock desperately trying to gain some momentum. He does look like he's gaining some proximity now on Dwayne McKeever as they come down the hill. Ollie Silcock now trying to make a dive on the side of Dwayne McKeever's door. There's a little bit of, he's got lost in the smoke a little bit and a little bit.
That car just was, and unfortunately for Ollie, he was just sitting in a cloud. He just couldn't even see where he was.
Okay, big up. Look at the entry from Ollie Silcock. Look how awesome that is.
Yes, Ollie.
Dwayne McKeever diving onto the rear quarter. Well, what a lead line from Ollie Silcock. Dwayne McKeever now climbs back onto the side. We've seen him a little bit closer than this. He's going to make another dive onto the side of Ollie Silcock's door. Very slight advantage. Here we go, the front chase. Into the first hairpin. Look how close they are. Knocking on the side of Rossbar's Jolly here. Make the transition, Ron Campbell. It's another dive. And they come across the finish line. He's right into the water. Need some guys. Look at the engine. I don't know, it's time for things to say now. Why are you going to say chairs on the floor? I'm going to pick it up. Right now, as they come through the first hairpin, Rossbar on a nice wide line, and Ollie Silcock trying to get on the rear quarter of Rossbar as they come through. Ollie Silcock. Look at the angle as they come on the first corner, and Rossbar a little bit. They've got on the side of Ollie Silcock's cars that come through the first hairpin. They are, look how close. Rossbar is to the back of Ollie Silcock's car. They come through the second corner. A little tiny bit of separation now, but not very much as they come over the finish line.
Ollie Silcock, run after run after run.
Let's go. They are off, smashing through the gears. Massive entry from Dwayne McKeever. Right, Calvin's got to make the dive now. As they come over right, Calvin. A little bit wide. Can he hold it on the track? Oh, there's a bit of separation now. As they come through the first hairpin. Dwayne McKeever, beautiful. But right, Calvin, back on. To the rear course of Dwayne McKeever. I'm still not out of this yet. I'm still not out.
They come out of that back. You couldn't even see half of that back.
So,